Sean, what is North Carolina getting in Zayden High? You did a really good write up on the fit, this past week on InsideCarolina.com. I would encourage folks, if you're listening to this, to go back and read that as a companion piece. You'll also have a video scout coming up later today, I believe. So I want to kind of ask you, what is North Carolina getting in Zayden High, the player, as far as his skill set goes?
Sure. And in terms of his skill set, he definitely has some potential. I think anytime you're getting a guy ranked, I mean, last year we talked about guys ranked 50 plus that are coming in and the question marks around them. Right now he's ranked 48, and you can even look at last year's 40 through 50, and there might have been one or two players that made an impact as a freshman. So it's still a toss up, but I think there's definitely some things to work with, especially as he goes through his senior year and once he gets into Chapel Hill. But right now he's a big man that loves to play offensively on the perimeter. That's where he's most comfortable from. He can get out in transition, whether that's a little ball handling for his size or filling the wings. The main thing that we'll talk about, and it's kind of similar to Seth Trimble, but in a different sense, is how's his shooting ability? Because he does love to shoot from the perimeter, and he does love to shoot a little bit. Well, not as much from mid range, but he's right now he's mainly a jump shooter. Not a lot of post possessions, but I think that's something that can change just given his size and body type. Um, from a shooting perspective, I mean, we can get into it probably a little bit more, but has not shot the best percentage either in high school or the 3-point line. But I think a lot of that can hopefully be worked out with better shot selection as he goes. Defensively, he's a guy that he can definitely guard fives and fours and be pretty comfortable on some switches on the perimeter. But if you're gonna put him out on an island with a speedy point guard, that's probably where going to cause some issues. But he does have some agility, definitely not a freak athlete, but at the same time, that's something that should keep him around for multiple years and ideally allow him to grow year over year, which I think is a good thing compared to maybe one of the other players from the class that committed that was for sure a one and done. So I Zayden High has the prototype of being a multi-year player at UNC that can get better every year.
Sean, I want to stay here for a second. In watching some of his film, and I haven't seen as much as you have, he looks like he's not really quick off the bounce. Is that something you feel like he can improve either during his senior year, or is that something that he might be able to benefit from? Even just some lower body focus type work with Jonas Duration at UNC.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could make a big jump both from an agility perspective as well as just increasing the vertical. He's definitely not quick off his feet when he is a pretty good rebounder with his size, both offensively and defensively. But nobody you're gonna talk about getting a quick first jump or an explosive first jump. When you talked off the bounce, he can attack from the perimeter. He's not gonna blow by anybody, but at the same time, if he's matched up with a true five, he might have an advantage that way. And he does have, just from his, how he moves off of screens looking for shots and how he can handle the ball, bringing the ball up or in transition. He definitely has some guard skills for that size, but definitely will need a little bit of work once he's in that weight room and conditioning room to improve on a few things.